What's up YouTube, TheKaijudoChannel right here, finally bringing a video that many of you have been waiting at least a whole month for now, and it's finally going to be out now. Everyone's been asking for it. Top 10 multi-civilization cards of Duel Masters is finally here. So, I decided to leave it at top 10. So many cards did not make this list. It's ridiculous how many did not make this list. And I'm sure some of you will be screaming at your screens for some of the cards I did not include, but I'm going to include them at the end anyways. Number 10, Techno Totem. Aggro decks love this card. It's pretty much a way better Essence L from Kaijudo. It's a level 4, and you tap it, and all your dudes gain power, and you're tapping one of your opponent's creatures. So you can literally say, like, okay, I have 3 other creatures other than Techno Totem, and then on your next turn after you play Techno Totem, you tap one of their cards and your Techno Totem, and then your whole board gets powered up by 1,500 each, and then you kill that creature and go over blockers and stuff. Tapping cards, prevents your opponent from doing silly things with blockers or something. Tap Tajimals and then bypass it or something. Things like that. That's what Techno Totem's all about. Now, number 9. You could pretty much fit every miraculous card in here, but I'm just going to put my favorite miraculous card, and that would be Miraculous Rebirth. So it's a +1 just reading it, but just the fact that you can take one of your opponent's creatures that are 5,000 or less, get rid of it, and then you search your deck for something with the same mana cost, and then play it, that is so cool. You could get rid of, a Tajimal. That's probably like the worst thing that aggro can see. You get rid of the Tajimal, you play a Bronze Arm Tribe, get a mana, or get a Pyrofighter, hit you in the face when you could have blocked with that Tajimal. Things like that. Miraculous Rebirth is just really cool, just for the fact that it's pretty much one of the few cards that you can search your deck and play a creature from the deck. I think the only other one that does that is like Live and Breathe or something, but it's not that great. But you could stick every miraculous card here. You could put Plague. Plague is so cool. I mean, you're pretty much getting rid of 2 creatures and 2 cards in your opponent's mana zone, so it totally screws up their tempo and stuff like that. Meltdown, equalizing shields, and then Snare is pretty much like a very kind of cheap removal. You just put a creature in the shields. That's kind of cool, I guess. Just pretty much all the miraculous cards, just put them there, but I'm going to put Rebirth at number 9. Alright, coming in at number 8 is Tanzanite the Awakener, a card that I just don't see anymore. It was one of the few cards that was used so much way back when, and it's really dang good, but it's amazing, but it's not ridiculously good, But since in Duel Masters you could play 4 of each, card, it could be a lot easier to get his effect off. I mean, you tap it, and then you choose a name of a card, and you bring back every card with that name from your graveyard into your hand. So if you're using some kind of control deck with it, you get back all your Skeeters, get back all your Hulkuses or whatever, and just play them all next turn. That's pretty much the whole reason behind playing that. But it's also a 9,000 beat stick that double breaks, so that's also really good for a level 7 cost. So that's why Tanzanite's on here, and he comes in at number 8. Now number 7 is pretty much the Bolmedius-ish card of the multi-civilization cards, and that would be Bloom Erkis Flare Guardian. This card is not quite like Bolmedius, but it's similar in the fact that you swing at your opponent's shields, you get to look at them, and then if they have a shield trigger spell card, you could literally use that for yourself, or, destroy one of their creatures, or whatever the heck the spell shield trigger does. I mean, it's not Bolmedius in the fact that Bolmedius literally takes any of your opponent's shields and just kills them. Just the fact that you could actually see what your opponent's getting, even if it's not a shield trigger spell, then, that's pretty awesome right there. You get to see what they're getting and see what you're gonna have to deal with later on. That's just really awesome. And just the fact that it's a cheap card, it's a level 6 instead of a 7, and it has 8,500 power, that gets over a lot of the finishers in Duel Masters. So, very, very good card, and definitely deserving of the top 10. And now, number 6. This card may seem a little weird after just seeing Bloom Erkis and Tanzanite, but Melnia the Aqua Shadow. It's one of the best cheap multi-civ creatures, just because of its effect and its race and everything. I mean, first of all, it can't be blocked. A cheap card that can't be blocked, already pretty scary. But then add in the fact that it's a Slayer, and it's like, holy crap, what do I do with this card? So it literally forces players to kind of get rid of that with an effect or some sort, because they don't want to really trade with it. except if they have some sort of crappy 1000 creature like a Bronze Arm Tribe or whatever, and just bash into it. That's the weakness of Melnia. But the whole fact that you're literally guaranteed to get a shield, and it makes your opponent think about what they have to do to get rid of that, that's already pretty, it gives them, they're pressured, like they don't know what to do with it. And just the fact that it's a liquid people and a ghost, pretty nice race mixture. You can play Paladin on it, you can play the cheap Ghost evolution thing, Frost Spectre. I made like a Water Darkness Rush deck with that, and it was kind of neat, but it wasn't really that great. But, it's pretty neat that you can do a lot of things with Melnia. And now, NumberFive, a card that I probably wouldn't have heard of if I didn't watch Earth Power's channel. But CVH made this deck, and it is the Hydrus deck. This is Hydrus, the Mutant Emperor. Oh my god, I love this card. I just love it. It's so good. Like, first of all, Hedrian Cyberlords, those are pretty much, two of the most prevalent races in each civilization, and they both do what each civ is good at. I mean, Cyberlords, you got Emerald, and you got Coral, and stuff, and they pretty much just manipulate your shields and manipulate their creatures, and they're cheapish, they're in the 2 to 5 range. And then you got Darkness, you got Propeller Mutant, discard card. Locomotiver, discard card. And you can play like the other mutants as well. But then you bring out this Hydrus guy for level 4 only, and then bam, 5,000. All your Cyberlords and Hedrians can't be blocked, including Hydrus, and then all your other ones get 2,000 more power. So all of a sudden, you just play this guy, and your whole Hedrian and Cyberlord army can't be blocked, and they're all more powerful than they were before. That is just super duper awesome. I have nowhere else to explain this. Hydrus the Mutant Emperor. So now, number 4 is Gonta the Warrior Savage. Just like Melnia. Cheap card. Except for the fact that, oh my god, what, it's 4,000 power for only level 2. And it's a beast folk and a human. Holy crap. Evolutions, more crazy things. It made Fire Nature Rush possible. It just boosted its ability to be good, because you just literally do turn 1 Brave Claw, turn 2 Gonta. What are they going to do? Well, of course, there are the blockers that get rid of it. Bloody Skeeto laughs at that thing. It's like, oh, I die when I win a battle, but who cares, because Gonta is literally the same power or whatever. Gonta is good, but blockers destroy it, but 2 for 4,000, that is amazing. Next, we got the card that also laughs at Gonta, Tajimal Vizier of Aqua. So, just reading it without the effect, it is a Senatine Jade Tree. That is a multi-civ, it's water and light. But, it's a better race, and has a wicked effect. First of all, it's an initiate, okay, and a liquid people. So once again, crazy evolution stuff you could do with it. I mean, Craze Valkyrie. Like, literally the best light evolution card. You just put it on top of Tajimal, tap 2, kill 1 with Valkyrie, and kill 1 with another one. It's literally a +2. But Tajimal, if you read its effect, it becomes an 8,000 blocker when it's in battle with a fire creature. Whoa! Fire is literally known as either the Rush civilization or the big fire finisher civilization. You just play a Tajimal that's just a level 3 creature that's 4,000, and then Bomedius, well, he's not going through because 8,000 right here. It's just, it stops fire. It's like anti-fire. It's pretty dang good, and I don't know what else to say about it. So we're gonna move on. Number 2, another card that, hasn't really seen much play once again, but it's so awesome. It's Decloise the Terminator. It has a potential of getting you a plus, 2 or more or whatever. So basically, you tap this card, it's a Fire Darkness, you're destroying all 3,000 or less creatures on the board and in your opponent's hand, and you get to see your opponent's hand. So first of all, you see their opponent's hand, and you get rid of the 3,000 creatures. So right there is most probably at least a +1, if not 2 or more. Then again, it is late into the game, so maybe they won't have as much cards in hand, but if you're going against a control deck or something that draws a lot, it's bound to have tons of stuff. Hulkis, Loco, whatever. They're all gone. Then you factor in the board, and the board also has 3,000 or less. So typically you want to use this effect when you don't have 3,000 or less, or if you only have a few, or 1, or whatever, so that you maximize your card advantage off this thing. But just the possibility of you getting like a +5 or 4 or something off this is just unimaginable. It's just so cool, and you get to see their hand too. Even if they don't have 3,000 or less in their hand, you see their hand. You know what to do in regards to that hand. You just say, oh, he has this, this, and this. Well, I'm going to play a little bit differently so that he doesn't get advantage off of those cards. Declaws the Terminator terminates games. Not anymore because Duel Masters is kind of gone, but he did. He did terminate games. So now we come to number one. Number one. Once again, CVH, mad props to you. I know nothing about DM12. Then you come in with these two DM12 cards that make really awesome decks, and they just win and win and win. Of course, I'm talking about WAAAY Starnoid, Avatar of Hope. I don't care if any of you disagree with this. Okay, I respect your opinion and all, but WAAAY Starnoid literally reads, you are not losing this game. Most probably, anyways. It's a Vortex Evolution thing, so you have to put on top of a Lightbringer and a Cyberlord. Lightbringers, they're all super cheap, they're easy to play. Tulk, Vess, Colon. Done. Then you have go into Cyberlord, same thing, Emerald, Coral. Cool. Awesome effects, cheap bait. Then you bring out this level 5 9,000 Beast. That's a double breaker. So right there, all of a sudden, that's really cool. Wait, there's more. Awesome effect. When you swing with it, take top card of your deck, put in your shields. Sweet. You're guaranteed at least one. Now, you also get top card of your deck in your shields when it gets removed from the field. Not even destroyed. You know, whatever happens to Starnoid that gets it off of the field to your deck or your hand or your graveyard or wherever, you get another shield. So you're literally guaranteed 2 shields from the top of your deck into your shields, okay? Now, you could be adding shield triggers there. You're pretty much saving your life by doing that. And now this is just off of one WAAAY Starnoid. You could play 4 if you really wanted to. But of course, you know, CVH decided to use 3, and I can't blame them. You don't want to be drawing all your WAAAY Starnoids and being like, oh, I wish I could play these. Have you seen the duels on Earth Power's channel with this card? There was one duel where he had like 10 or something. He had like more than 10. And his opponent's like, what do I do here? I can't do anything. And even if the opponent plays Miraculous Meltdown, which would be hilarious because then the shields would be equalized and you lose like 8 shields or whatever. But Miraculous Meltdown doesn't take in the fact that shield triggers can still activate. So it's like, holy up, there it is. And then everything's tapped and you win. What a crazy card. Oh, one more thing. I forgot to mention, but I guess I'll have to mention it now. Bombazar, blah, 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 blah. Why isn't he number 1? He's the best card ever. Okay, we all know this. Bombazar was a mistake, okay? It's a mistake. It's not the best multi-civ card. It is the best mistake ever. Win the duel on the card. Get this guy out, you have 2 turns to win. More often than not, it wins. Yeah, so you just like ramp up to Bombazar, win. Duh. You could all take that as number 1 card. Go ahead. I'm gonna name it like 0. Number 0. Okay, you could take that as the best card or the worst card because it's just so dumb. So that's it for Bombazar if you didn't understand why Bombazar was on that list, because it's just completely ridiculous and did not belong in the game. All the other ones I missed. Like I said, you guys are screaming, why didn't you play this? Why didn't you put this in the top 10? I'm going to tell you about them now. There's all the like hide and seek, reap and sow, whatever. They're cool. They're not like amazing. They're just pretty dang cool. Then there's Wind Axe, all like the level 5 do 2 thing cards, like Gallic, Sky Sword, Wind Axe. Those cards are awesome. I just couldn't really fit them in, so they're there. They're good cards. Lucia Lex fits in with the Techno Totem in a nature light aggro thing. Sandfist is pretty cool. I mean, it literally like kind of equalizes discard effects. Like Locomotiver, discard Sandfist. I get a blocker? Yes. Or a Cranium Clamp. Oh, I choose Sandfist. Now it's not a +1 for you. Now it's just equal. You know, Sandfist is pretty cool, I guess. I don't know if there's any other cards I'm missing. I probably am missing like a ton, but there's just so many great multi-civ cards, and I'm just finally happy that I finally came to a conclusion and gave 10 that I really liked, and I think are really crazy good. With all that said and done, top 10 Duel Masters cards are probably finally over, and I can move on to top 10 Kaijudo things once more cards come out. So tomorrow, Kaijudo news. Stay tuned for it. You guys love Kaijudo news, right? I do. Anyways, guys, this is the Kaijudo channel. Hope you finally got what you wanted in this top 10 multi-civ cards. Stay tuned for more top 10s in the future. I will definitely have more, but probably only Kaijudo. I think Duel Masters is finally done now. Kaijudo is just so awesome. Hope you liked this top 10 list, and I'll see you tomorrow with Kaijudo News. Alright guys, see you later.